Okay, it's Tuesday. That means Ask the Club time. Get your questions in every Monday on the Bull Street Twitter @BullStreet, and we'll answer them on Social Club each week. Let's start with this one from Adam Rosybum, who says, "Don't laugh. Is Lukaku the best striker in the Premier League?" So?
No, but he's a very he's a very, very talented striker. I don't think he was right for Chelsea. I think he's also right to go.
What does that mean? He's amazing. He's got so many goals. Top scorer in the league.
Listen, yes, of course. And like I'm saying, but some players that play well for one team don't do well for another. That's how it's. Look at Cuadrado. He was at Chelsea and now he's absolutely terrible. Or Mo Salah, and they've all gone off and they're like brilliant now. Yeah, just how it is. I think he's the perfect player for Everton.
So Lukaku 16 goals, top scorer in the league. Then it's Costa with 15, Ibrahimovic, Sanchez, Defoe, Harry Kane, Kun Aguero, Dele Alli. Then finish off the list. Do you think it's the best in the league? He's on fire.
He scored the most goals, but he isn't the best in the league. It's impressive that at this stage of the season he is top of the pile.
He will finish top, in my opinion. I think he will finish top.
Well, Everton's scoring goals for fun at the moment.
They're going to finish really strong as well, I think.
I would absolutely love him at Tottenham. I've loved Lukaku since the first minute I laid eyes on him. I was very happy when he left Chelsea. Him, Benteke and Kane are among my favourite strikers in the league.
I like Benteke.
Yeah. I wouldn't put him in front of Kane at the moment, but I'd happily sign him for Tottenham if we had the obscene amount of money it would cost to buy him. He's strong. He's all of the kind of cliched things you'd expect from a player that does well up front for England.
Still really young as well. He's got so many goals.
Yeah.
Robbie, is he the top striker in the Premier League? If not, who is?
He's not the top striker. I'd say it's between, for me, the three that I always consider the top is Aguero, Costa, and Alexis.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That's
what?
Kane's there. He's there. Kane's in there as well, but Lukaku.
That's tough. Who are your top three Premier League strikers? That's a good question.
Having said that, I would have Lukaku at Arsenal. He's excellent.
Yeah.
He's a top player.
He'd be an absolute
better than Giroud.
Yeah, I think he's better than Giroud.
It was tour de force.
He's better than. He does all what Giroud does, but he's quicker. He's much quicker, and that's the thing. He's quick.
He's more powerful.
And he's very powerful. Yeah, he's a very good player.
It'd be interesting to know, actually, Everton fans, let us know in the comments below. Sometimes you say that he goes missing. Like, he's one of those who he scores goals and that's kind of it.
The Peds always criticising him, saying that he can't hold a ball up.
Everybody says
his first touch is terrible.
Oh, really? Well, Ped would know more than us because he sees him every week. But most strikers go missing.
He said Nias was rubbish. He's banging him in.
What does Ped know?
Yeah, what does Ped know? Tokyo Guna says, "What's the worst scenario for Arsenal by the end of the season? I guess realistically."
The worst scenario.
What's the best?
What's the worst?
Best scenario is we win the Champions League. The worst
eggs
scenario.
In that basket now, is it? It's eggs in that basket now, isn't it? Got me.
Well, it looks like it.
Yeah, fair enough.
We're going to win the league. Worst scenario would be we don't win anything and finish outside our hallowed top four.
Below.
Yeah.
Below.
I think that would
that's
do
the worst,
the world of good.
Rob, that's the worst.
Did you hear that? So I think that would do you the world of good.
I think long term, the only way Arsenal are going to make a change is if you do one day drop out of that top four, because it will convince your club to do something else.
You could be right. You could be right on that, but
it goes a lot deeper. I'd have to go on for like another 15 minutes about it, but
just for the record, below Tottenham would be the worst case scenario.
I guess that would be the worst case scenario, even if we won the double. We won the FA Cup, Champions League, and still finished below you. I still something wouldn't be quite right about that season. It'd be a great season, but something wouldn't be quite right.
Ronan Stott, do you think Conte has embarrassed all other top six managers by doing so well in his first season? Big smile from Vision Mix and Craig over there, the Chelsea fan.
Oh gosh, no, I don't think he's embarrassed them all. I'd say the one he probably has embarrassed, I would say Pep, because to me they should not be where they are now. They should be ahead of Tottenham with their team. But like nobody could have expected it. I couldn't have predicted it. We've changed our formation. We've just been so good. So he's definitely going to be more sought after.
He's embarrassed Mourinho a bit, surely. He's taken a team that finished 10th, largely due to him.
Maybe,
and he's
Mourinho's
made them top by 9 points. And Mourinho's, what's he, 6?
He's in a different situation. Man United have had a couple of different managers in the last however many years. and they've had different players come in and out, and they're still trying to find their best 11. That's different.
I think it's embarrassed Mourinho in the fact that we now have the evidence that something was horribly wrong last season.
Love how you said that.
Right? Horribly.
Well, when
The
the
Eva
no,
Canero
I
thing,
don't even know.
now we see that did have an effect.
Well, we were still playing. I think it was the formation. I would
No,
put it
but
down
guys
mostly to
like,
formation.
guys like Hazard, Costa, Matic, they're all down tools. They were like, hey, we're
A
playing.
lot of those guys have got a lot.
Oh, it was clear there was something dodgy.
Yeah, so in fact, it's exposed that. The way those guys are playing now.
but I'd say
to
Pep over
last season.
that. I don't think he's done well at all. I think it's pretty embarrassing. That's pretty embarrassing with the amount of money they spent.
Krishnakant Shahani. Marcos, I don't think it's really a question, it's more of a statement, but it's fine, it's interesting. Marco Silva and his impact on Hull City and the Palace meltdown. Hull, amazing win against Liverpool. And I did say last week that they bought a lot of players, and you could see that as panicking. But the other way you could see that is they've actually got something to come off the bench. And they had Hernandez starting, Nias came off the bench. I'm not saying he's a world beater, but it's an option. And he took his goal really well. And he's done well, hasn't he? He came in and people were like, who is this guy? He's done really, really well. Whereas Allardyce, he's your safety, isn't he? He's the guy you get. It's, and he's struggling.
They had a shocker, didn't they, Palace? You know,
At home.
Allardyce has been, if he's known for nothing other than being able to save team from relegation, making them secure, solid, and play percentage football, it's Sam Allardyce. But to be 4-0 down to Sunderland, who somehow... they're
going to do it again, isn't
draw
they?
against
They're
Tottenham.
very, very flake. They're just a
Draw against Tottenham,
lucky
4-0
bunch.
against Palace. That's
They're
but
gonna
up
do
by
it again.
half time. 3 goals in 3 minutes.
They're going to survive again.
It's madness.
That
I'm interested in
The
seeing
fan
what
tried to run on the pitch and
he did run on the pitch
Yeah.
and grabbed old Delaney.
that was probably down to Arsenal fan TV. I don't know.
Yeah.
I must have had a mic in the centre, innit? That's my fault.
Incredible stuff. I'm really interested to see what Costa does with Hull because I think he has the most difficult job in the Premier League.
Silver.
Silver,
Yeah,
sorry,
that's
sorry.
Yeah.
And do you remember how Paul Merson, who's Arsenal legend, but he was dissing Silva when he first came in, saying, what have they got?
And
this
Phil
guy?"
Thompson. Merson gets all the heat for that.
Yeah,
That was the same attitude.
They're all dissing him. Again, that same sort of...
Actually, with Pochettino took over from Atkins at Southampton, people were losing their shit, absolutely saying like, "What is going on? Who is this guy?" And obviously, as it turned out, Pochettino turned a pretty good coach.
When Ranieri took over from Pearson.
Yeah, it was. It was almost
Won the
like,
league.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. So one thing you can criticise fans is that they're so reactionary, and aren't necessarily the most level-headed people on earth.
Not as a reactionary as chairman.
True. Come on, Ranieri. Prove him wrong. Right, and final one, it's on Poch. Sam Lovett-Brown says, where is it? Poch has won 3 more games in his first 100 than Redknapp. Are you surprised by this? The context, I didn't realise how good a record Harry had. You don't like Harry Redknapp. Should he have a bit more respect amongst Spurs fans? When Poch has done what he's done.
In hindsight, you can look at what Redknapp did, and it was a fantastic time. We did have the emergence of Luka Modric and Gareth Bale, 2 of the best midfielders in Europe.
Van der Vaart.
He bought Van der Vaart. Yeah, well, Levy bought Van der Vaart, but yeah. So I mean, in retrospect, I respect what Harry Redknapp done. I just thought the way he managed himself, the way he talked to the media at the time was disrespectful to Spurs. It never felt like he belonged there. He talked about Tottenham as them, as if he was separate from the club, and that's not what you want from the figurehead of your football club. So that was what that was about.
Yeah.
Now, I don't hate him. I just at that time was a bit annoyed by the way he behaved. But
there is something weird in that, though, because we've got we had Redknapp. He got us up again. But no one likes him. No one holds him dear.
I like Harry.
But no, but you
but he's
do
never
from
managed
afar.
Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Every club he's managed, the club, the fans, apart from some Tottenham fans, really, really do like him. But Portsmouth, Southampton, QPR, he upsets everybody, and it's just his
You
brash
just don't
way.
find him genuine. You don't.
Well, he went to Southampton, he went to Portsmouth when those are rivals. But
like
the
Harry.
question is how impressive is Pochettino's record? The fact that Pochettino built that team, he built it, whereas Redknapp took a team that was bottom of the league, 2.8 games, but contained Bale, Modric, David Bentley at the time.
Who did Pochettino sign out of that team then? He built that team. That team was there, most of that team there when he got there. Who's he bought?
Well,
He bought Wanyama. Who else?
Wanyama, Dele Alli, Alderweireld,
Okay, all right.
Dyer. So he has. But
Dele Alli was a good
you make a good point. It wasn't just about buying players. It's about what he did with the players.
Because Danny Rose, that was cause Harry. I remember, I ain't going to forget when he came on the scene with that goal against us.
And he also sent him off to Sunderland.
That was Harry.
Yeah, but right as Rose's debut, and he took him off at half time because he was so bad.
Harry Redknapp was the guy who made Gareth Bale.
Why do you
One
like
of the
Harry
best
Redknapp
players
so
in
much?
it. No.
You always defend him.
I like Harry, man. I've met Harry. I've done an interview. He's all right, man.
I'm not going to argue.
I quite like him.
He's all right, man.
Listen,
I like
I'm not going to
Harry.
argue about some people like him, some people dislike him. It's not about his management of the team that was the issue. It was the way he behaved.
He did give you Bale. Bale, one of the best players in the world. A lot of that's down to Harry. Because I remember Tottenham fans used to say, don't play him. Because every time we play him, we lose. Remember?
Yeah, he
used to say that.
No,
you watch Jack Rodwell now. He's going to go.
And he's playing as a left back. And he converted him, didn't he? He moved him forward and turned Bale into what he is today.
Robbie, almost none of what you've just said is 100% factual or correct.
When he played as a left back?
Yes, he did, but this is Gareth Bale. He's not going to be stuck as left back. He
decided in a game.
Wanted to send Gareth Bale out on loan, but Ben Wyer got injured, and that's what he stayed at the club. I'm not saying he wouldn't have done.
Whose decision was that? Harry.
No,
he said, go and play in the midfield.
Robbie, it's a more nuanced discussion than this format allows. All right, I'll give you the fact that Redknapp probably didn't get the respect he deserved at the time. He'd done a lot of good stuff with the players, including Gareth Bale. All the difference is that he had the players there in order to succeed, and fucked up monumentally when we were sort of 13 points above Arsenal.
That's why I like Harry.
Yeah,
that's why I like.
But Pochettino has single-handedly crafted this team, and that's what's impressive. And we're playing, more convincing brand of football. We've only conceded 5 goals at home, and 2 of those were against West Ham. So,
it's a long answer, isn't it? So.
Wrap it up.
So that's Ask the Club this week. On Friday, we're going to be discussing the greatest ever left back. Greatest ever goalkeeper was last week. If you haven't seen that yet, go and check it out. If you haven't seen the Social Club videos, they were awesome, weren't they? Weren't they great, Club?
Yeah, it was lovely.
Exactly. So go and check them out as well. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Who are your top 3 strikers in the Premier League right now? Most importantly, subscribe to
Ball Street.